recently. Can we expect some stuff from Johnny Tapia that I should watch on Saturday?
Not necessarily. Like that fight, I just really liked because they really went for it. Like Paulie Ayala and Johnny Tapia, and it's just like throwback, nice fight. Two great fighters duking it out. So that was really just for like the entertaining part. That fight I can't really take something out of, but yeah, it was a good fight. I haven't really studied Johnny Tapia that much, other than he was, rest in peace, a cool fighter, really cool fighter.
All right, question from Steve Jewin. Given your recent run of success here in Cage Warriors, are you at all disappointed with how your UFC stint went? And are you looking to prove something here on Saturday night?
So how I feel is like martial arts is MMA. It's like a learning process. And like I was young, I'm still young, and I learn on the job. I'm still learning. What I try to do is I just go out and perform to the best of my ability. That's all I can control. I cannot control results, this and that. All I can control is going out and performing to the best of my ability. And if I do that, then I'm going to have a great night.
Yeah. And a follow-up, the Japanese necktie, you've secured a couple of victories with that, I believe 4.
Yep.
What is it about that about that move that you find available so often?
I don't know. People stick their head out, and I take their head home with me. I don't know. Yeah, it just fits right into my game, and yeah, it's a good submission, a very underrated submission as well. I think a lot of people, if they actually trained or somebody showed them how to do the Japanese necktie, they would find it super easy to implement in their game. Yeah.
Okay, we'll go back to the questions from the callers here. Donna?
Hey, Mads. Can you talk me through what it was that made you sign with Bellator when you did? Of course, it came during pandemic times, and I'm sure there were a lot of things up in the air for you. But talk me through the decision to sign with Bellator.
Like I said, I've been hot for Bellator for like a lot of years. I think it's a super cool promotion, and like the production and the fighters. And it's not even something I say because I'm signed with Bellator, but I always had my eyes on like Douglas Lima and like the Pitbull brothers, Michael Chandler, all those guys. And I was like, yeah, man, it feels like the right thing, and it's natural. So it just felt like the right move to do. And here I am.
The COVID situation has, of course, slowed down everything in MMA, but particularly the Bellator featherweight division is now even more in limbo. There's even longer to wait for the big fights. Of course, the champion is locked up for theoretically 3 fights now. If he beats Pedro Carvalho, he's got another potential 2. What exactly is your goal right now for what you plan on accomplishing in the promotion?
My goal right now is on Saturday, the 10th of October. I just take one fight at a time, go out and perform, and keep performing. When I keep performing, it's logic where I'm going to end up. But right now, I just have one fight at a time, go in there, perform, and that's it.
Perhaps it's not a fair question because the situations are so different now. Obviously, during this period of time with COVID, the way that things are operating are different. But what are the big differences that you've noticed between being involved with the UFC and now your first fight week involved with Bellator?
Like it's super professional. Like it's super professional, both promotions. So yeah, people are nice here. Like in general, people are nice, but it's like 2 super professional promotions where everything is lined up and ready, and you show up on time. And yeah, I don't know what to say, to be honest.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go to Jay.
Jay.
Thanks very much. And Mads, first of all, I just want you to talk to us about this matchup a little, because I know Darko is not the best known guy, but he is coming off a couple of wins here.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you see him as posing a threat?
I think he's pretty good everywhere, to be honest. He's a solid mixed martial artist. Yeah, he's a good fighter, pretty good standing, pretty good on the ground. But yeah, I just go in there and do me, and should be all good.
And I know a lot of people have been asking you about coming to Bellator and some of the reasoning behind it. How important has the inroads that Bellator has made in Europe been in your decision? Because they've really invested heavily in the European scene with the European series, going to Paris for the first time, and obviously now today the BBC deal.
Like, I think, to be honest, it's a very good match. Like, Bellator is going big in Europe, and I'm a pretty big name in Europe, so it's a great match. And yeah, hope that answers your question.
It does, man. Best of luck this weekend.
Thank you.
All right, we'll go to Ben Allen, followed by Lenny March.
Yep.
Mads, how you doing, mate?
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. So last time we saw you in the cage, you put an incredible performance over Steve Aimable, showed off some incredibly crisp boxing for a guy who's sort of been known for his Japanese neckties. Yes, yes. So are you starting to fall in love with your hands, or has that always been part of your game that you just never really got the chance to show off in the actual cage?
It has always been a part of my game. It's just a lot of times I've been able to take people down pretty easily and submit them. And why go in there and make a brawl when you can go home early and have a nice day with your family?
And just one more from me. Obviously, you've been launched into the Bellator featherweight division, which has some great names into it. I know a lot of guys are tied up in the Grand Prix at the moment, but what sort of guys in the division excite you as potential matchups for down the line?
I don't think that way right now. Like I said earlier, one fight at a time. But a dude I look up to be honest, I think he's a great fighter, is the current champ. I think he's a great fighter. And yeah, I wouldn't say, look up to, but I think he's a very great fighter, and he's all round. He's like one of the best out there. Yeah.
All right, we'll go to Lenny, followed by Santiago.
How's it going, Mads?
What's up, Lenny? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How about you?
I'm good, thank you.
All right, we'll move on to questions so we don't waste your time. So, so it'll be your Bellator debut this weekend. How important is it for you to start off with a win in your Bellator career?
How important is what? Sorry?
To start off with a win in your Bellator career.
Of course, it's important to start off with a win. But like I said earlier, I cannot control winning or losing. We've all seen fights where people go in and beat the living out of the other guy, and the other guy swings once, and then the dude is knocked out like a Rocky movie. All I can control is going in there and perform. And when I perform, it's going to be a good night.
Yep. Last one for me. You've got 8 career submission wins, as someone mentioned earlier, but you've never knocked someone out. What do you need to do to get that over the line?
I don't know. I don't even think about that. I know it's a boring answer. Like, if it's there, it's there. If it's there, it's there. If it's not there, then it's not there. It's funny because in my amateur fights, I had a couple of amateur fights. I actually only won by TKO or KO, but as a pro, I only won as like with submissions. That's pretty funny.
All right, Santiago, followed by Giancarlo.
Hi, Mads. Greeting from Amsterdam. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for asking. I have 3 short questions for you. Is it true that Denmark didn't suffer that much from the pandemic?
No, we've had our fair share of the pandemic, I would say. I think you were thinking of Sweden, maybe.
All right. Yeah. All right. So that's good. There's a lot of momentum behind Danish MMA. Can you feel that as well in Copenhagen?
Yes. I can feel it a lot in Denmark. Before, Denmark used to be a boxing nation. And we had this world champion called Mikkel Kessler, and everybody was behind him. But since he stopped, and a lot of Danish MMA fighters started doing good, then people turned towards MMA, and boxing is basically dead, and MMA is taking over back home. So yeah, I can definitely feel it.
And last thing for me, who is going to be in your corner? Is it Nikolai?
Yeah, Nikolai is going to be in my corner. That was quick.
Hey, I cut you off there. Sorry. We'll go to Giancarlo, followed by Philippe.
Hi, Mads. During this time, a lot of people had to adjust to this new norm with COVID and a lot of time off, maybe with the shutdown. Was there any hobbies you picked up during this time or anything you learned about yourself?
I play a lot of NBA 2K. I like FIFA, and I saved my Xbox 360 so I can still hand out a can of ass whooping for people who play Fight Night Champion.
That's awesome. And final question for me. You spoke on there about your Danish MMA. Who are some of the guys on your team who have really helped you out in your career so far and have been the biggest part of it?
I have Damir Hatzovic, and we have Louis Glisman, and then we have a lot of wrestlers and jiu-jitsu players at the gym, and then of course my coaches, Mikko Palo, Coach Kupti, and Jesper Brengård.
Thanks a lot. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go to Luis.
Hi.
Hi. How you doing?
How much different was this fight week for you?
I think the biggest difference has been that we have to be in quarantine, and we got like a stick. It felt like it was this long up in our nose to get checked for COVID. That might have been the biggest difference.
You're a former UFC fighter. You are a former now you're a former cage warrior. What can you tell us about your career?
What can I tell about my career? Like, I'm young, I'm coming. I'm hungry.
All right, let's go to Matt.
Hi, Mads. You have an exceptional submission win percentage. Do you believe that this is how the fight plays out come this Saturday?
I have a saying that when I go into a fight, I don't expect or predict anything because it's a fight. And if you go there in expecting something, you're probably going to get knocked the hell out. So I just go in there, do me, adapt. Whatever happens, happens.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and our last question, we'll go back to Philippe.
Is that the $1 million question? Who is going to win the NBA title?
Oh, I can ask you that. I can ask you. I think the Lakers going to win, but no, I have a better question than that.
Okay.
Who do you think is going to win, Lomachenko or Teofimo Lopez? I know you must like Lopez because he used some of the same slips and defense that you do.
Yeah.
So I was wondering what you think of that fight, if you had time to think about it.
I think Lomachenko is going to win. I don't see anybody that's better or actually near Lomachenko's level out there. I think it might be a little too early for Teofimo Lopez right now. I think it's a little too early. And Lomachenko is so experienced and he's so slick, man. He can box up close. He can box from a distance. He can move. He got all the small, subtle details. Like, to me, it might sound crazy, but to me, he might be the closest thing we've ever had to a perfect boxer. Like, his hand position is always correct. Like, he's always like in good balance. He's always where he can hit you and you can't hit him. It's beautiful to watch Lomachenko. So I think Lomachenko is going to win. But
thank you very much, man.
Teofimo Lopez is great, though.
All right, and with that, we will wrap things up. Thank you very much, Mads. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
We'll be back.